and I thought that Sword Saint was the biggest cunt in the game. Well, his older version has something to say about it. First we gotta deal with Emma. Equip Parrying Strikes Exorcism and be very aggressive with it. What I mean by that is attack her once with a sword, then follow up with Parrying Strikes as soon as she is not doing anything. So if you see her standing there doing fuck all, run in, do Parrying Strikes and be ready to deflect. She also does very slow sweep attack that can be easily countered. It's easy to recognize. From far away she can do thrust attack that can be countered with Mikiri counter. And also she does grab attack. Grab attack is very slow as well, and what you should do is run away and then get back in, strike her once, continue with exorcism. Also when you see her sheathing her sword, run from her as far as possible and wait for that attack to miss before running in and doing your thing. Now for the fun part, my arse. In this phase there is not much we can do. In short, what we do is we block and exploit a couple of his attacks. That's it. I was way too aggressive. I've used the double Ichimonji or whatever the name is, combat art, way too often without any need because I was mostly testing still. This wasn't supposed to be final cut, but fuck it, I can't be arsed repeating the fight anymore. That's completely up to you if you want to use that combat art, but it really works great in some instances. But he also tends to counter it in some cases. So it's high risk, high reward, I'd say. We strike him in couple of instances. One is when he does double Ichimonji himself. Then we wait a bit when the sword is raised until the very last second and then we dodge twice. At this point I tend to use one attack and then double Ichimonji. Second attack that he does that is easy to exploit is his long range sword sheathed attack. Just get away from him, run around, get to his back, strike him twice or once and continue with double Ichimonji, if you want. Consider the fact that he may counter that, if you are too greedy, which I was throughout this whole fight. He also does sweep and thrust attack that we can counter, but some of them are truly hard to read, and they come really fast, unlike from Emma. Now for the last phase. When transition between phases is happening, start spamming firecrackers and do one strike between each firecracker throw. That is gonna take quite a bit of his health, making the fight a lot easier, because this phase is absolute bollocks. Now he changes up his attacks. He does a lot of fire bollocks, and there's a lot of running around and jumping in order to evade that. though it's quite difficult at times. I would guess that Suzaku's umbrella would do wonders here against these fire attacks, but I've used it all on firecrackers already, so fuck it. Two of these 3 new fire attacks you can evade by simply standing near the boss when he starts doing that and jumping over him. That actually works. However, it can be difficult to stand next to him at all times, so in case you are not next to him, start running to any side and jump at the last second. Third attack is quite difficult to evade. You can use firecrackers if you haven't spent it the way I did to disrupt him during this attack. This is when he is in crouching position and starts summoning fire all around. Stand between these fire patches on the ground and wait for him to come at you. There's nothing else you can do unless you have interrupted him with firecrackers. If you manage to deflect these quick hits, you will take no damage. If you only block them, then you will take damage. The way we damage the boss in this phase is by evading these fire attacks, getting to his back by either jumping over him or running around fire. That's all I can say about this fight. As I've said, I was still in testing phase, but managed to defeat him, so I could not be arsed really repeating this fight since it's pain in the arse. But anyway, this is how I had beaten him. Thank you for watching, I hope this helps, and see you soon.
SEKIROよって言われぬか。